Alright, so ladies and gentlemen, boys, girls, worms, and germs, how is everybody doing on this fine and lovely day? Today we are going to be reviewing some cards, and we are only reviewing Death Knight, Druid, Hunter, Paladin, and Priest, okay? And I actually wrote that down because this video is very professional today. And the reason that we're only doing kind of like a half-seed type deal, and then we're going to do the other half later, and I'm not reviewing the neutrals right now. Majority of them fucking suck. Totally blow anyway. Maybe I'll cover the legendaries, we'll see. But the reason that I'm just doing that is because there's a break in the action. They're not revealing another card until tomorrow, October 13th. So since they didn't reveal one on, what was it, the 11th? Yeah, they didn't reveal one on the 11th, nor the 12th. They're picking it back up on the 13th. I figured, let's do it today. So first up with Death Knight, we're going to start with the legendaries and then go down. Okay? So easy as that. So first and foremost is Talnji of the Graves. First off, I want to put out, Fabled is a cool as fuck mechanic. They actually kind of knocked it out of the park. Especially after the absolute atrocity that was the last expansion. What was that? Into the Emerald Dream, where they nerfed a fuck ton of things and just made the entire game nothing but neutral stone. Good job. Now, of course, because I am more of a wild player and I don't really have a hold on the meta and standard, and I really don't know what's super effective, what's going to be effective in standard, really this is very tailor-made for wild. But today we have Talnji of the Graves, Fabled Battlecry, drop one samedi, or resurrect him if he has died. Choose a boon to give him. One samedi, as you can see, is a 6 mana 6/6, which is already pretty good. Summon a random 4-cost minion. Any boons given to Bwan Samdi carry over. So any boons that Bwan Samdi gets also carries over to the 4-costs. And then, of course, Talnji, because it's a Fabled, not only does it have Bwan Samdi, but the other Fabled card is What Befell Zandalar. Deal 2 damage to all enemies. Choose a boon to give to Bwan Samdi. So you can actually give him 2 boons before you slap him down, which is pretty nice. And the boons are, of course, Boon of Longevity. Give one Samdi lifesteal permanently. Minion summoned by his death rattle costs 2 more. Give one Samdi Taunt permanently. Minion summoned by his death rattle costs 2 more. And give one Samdi Rush permanently. Minions summoned by his death rattle cost 2 more. Something tells me, honestly, majority of the time in Wild, we're just going to hit him with Rush and Taunt if we're playing him at all, right? I can see this slotting into Reno DK just because Reno DK really doesn't have very many tools. And get this, it has no fucking runes. There's no rune restrictions on this. Hallelujah, they figured it out. They can give DK some good, just generic good cards, and they don't have to slap runes arbitrarily on them to just randomly limit what decks that they can go into. Now, I'm going to be rating things on a 0 to 100 scale. Obviously, 1 or 0 being abysmal dog shit. I don't even know why they printed it, to 100 being this is a meta breaker, absolutely crazy, the most amazing, awesome card, and 50 being just, yeah, it's a decent card. It's all right. Want somebody, so Talnji of the Graves, first off, it is a 4-mana 4/5. Pretty nice. Little premium stats there. Bwan Samdi himself is also pretty nice, actually, just because he's board presence, he gets some keywords. But in Wild, let's be honest, we're probably just going to do Rush or Taunt, or Rush Lifesteal, something like that. Make him do something on the board, but also because of the boons and how they work, I'm pretty sure you're just always going to pick Rush and Lifesteal in Wild, specifically because the 4-cost minion, which will become a 6 and then an 8, will also end up, of course, getting Rush and Lifesteal. This is actually a really good card. I will just immediately out the gate. It's a pretty good card. What Befell Zandalar? It's a 3-mana deal 2 to all. It's kind of AoE. It's kind of control-y, and then you just get to, you know, get a little additive bonus of, ooh, I get to give one Samdi, my goat, a little something something. So I'm actually going to give this card a 70 out of 100. I think it's going to be okay. I think it's going to be a little bit better than okay. Next up is Husk Eternal Reaper. Battlecry, give your hero death rattle, spend up to 20 corpses to resurrect with that much health. It's a 4-mana 5/3. 4 mana, you're typically wanting to throw down Helia on curve, Also now Talnji fits in that slot. Don't know there's going to be an issue there. Oh, really quick, and Bonsandi, you can dupe him. I was going to put it out there. You can dupe him, you can spread his battle cry, or a death rattle, and blah, blah, blah. But Husk is the star of the show. Husk is probably one of the coolest cards that they have ever released in the past, like, 2 years, to tell you the truth. Not 2 years. Year? I'll give it a year. Probably the coolest card that they've released in the past year. It's a mechanic we've never seen. Give you here a death rattle. But because of how death rattle works, we can make some healthy assumptions. First off, what we do know, I don't even know why I have this, by the way. So what we do know, right, with Husk is the death rattle spend up to 20 corpses to resurrect with that much health. That actually sets your maximum health. So say you only have 13 corpses, your opponent fucking shoots you in the head with Holy Wrath for 125. That's fine. You come back to life with 13, right? It sucks initially. That sucks, but hey, you're given a second chance, right? But it's not remaining health. That is just your health. You need to regain maximum HP. That's the only part of this card that sucks. But having your hero just have a second life is fucking awesome. Can I just put it out there? It's absolutely great, especially because DK is very prone to dying in Wild to fucking everything. Literally just everything. Everything kills it. Everything. Another no rune card, and on top of that, since you're spending the corpses, it can kind of turbocharge your C&E, but I really don't think that that's going to be anything worthwhile to acknowledge, but we might as well just put it out there. Hey, you can turbocharge your C&E to up to 20 corpses. Whoa! I'll give it like a 60 out of 100 for Wild, maybe 65. Fun fact, it will shit on Mecha'thun. It will shit on Uther. What else is there? That's a similar Wheel of Death, I guess, if you run into some crazy player playing fucking Wheel of Death for some reason. Hey, what do you know? Look at that. And the reason that I'm very confident in saying that is because all of those effects do not say win the game. They say destroy the enemy hero. Well, if you destroy the enemy hero, it dies. If it dies, a death rattle goes off. You're effectively a minion. Your fucking hero's coded as a minion anyway. Fun fact. Yeah, I'll give it like a 60, 65 maybe. But Talnji is probably one of the better cards that we'll be seeing. Up next is Chronochiller, a green and a blue frost unholy. Weird combo there. I suppose it'll work. Maybe if you do some weird UUF thing and you're an even aggro deck or something with some card draw and you got this and that, and really there's no great synergy. But it's a 4-mana 8/7. We might as well mention that. It's a 4-mana 8/7. It's a fucking huge thing. And by the time that you play that in this type of a deck with Frost, you should have obtained some other card draw into your hand, right? So if you drop this thing on curve, first off, pretty much everything in Wild kills it, but maybe it can soak up a Soul Barrage. I don't think that you're going to be playing this whatsoever. It's a really cool overstated minion. I know Flair was really excited for it because that motherfucker just loves to play big minions on curve and point arrows at their face. It's not going to be great in Wild. I think that in Standard it's going to be, it might actually be fucked up. I will say that much. Dropping a 4-mana 8/7 on curve in Standard, yeah, it's going to be a problem to deal with for your opponent. But in Wild, I'll give it a 30 out of 100. I don't think it's total abysmal ass, maybe a 35 out of 100. But it's definitely not great. Up next is Forgotten Millennium. Blue. What the fuck am I saying? Sorry, guys. Blood Unholy. 8 mana. Fill your hand with a random undead. They cost health instead of mana this turn. Dog shit abysmal, giving it a 5 out of 100. I really don't have to go super in depth. It's an 8 mana card in Death Knight that doesn't just win you the game on the spot, and Death Knight really doesn't even fucking have those in the first place. On top of that, random undead suck ass in Wild. Being able to cheat them out for 8 fucking mana? Yeah, get out of here. Whatever. Memoriam Manifest, 4 mana. Some of the highest cost-friendly undead that died this game. Reska. Need I say more? You just... Rainbow is looking like it's getting some tools. Some Rainbow Reno DK, you slap Talnji in there, you slap Husk Eternal Reaper in there, you got Memoriam Manifest for your Reska. Things are looking good for you. I do think that this card will just get better with age, but I think that majority of the time, you're just ripping Reska with it. Every fucking chance you get. But because you just hit Reska with it whenever you pretty much want, I'll give it a 55, maybe 60 out of 100. Up next is Liferender, aka Spider Tank with a conditional battle cry. 3 mana 3/4, obviously. And if your hero's health change this turn, deal 6 damage to an enemy minion. Doesn't matter. Just doesn't matter. It's a fine enough card, sure, but it just doesn't matter. I'll give it a 20. 20 out of 100. Let's move on. All right, so now we have Shadows of Yesterday. This is actually an interesting card. It has Rewind, first off. Pretty cool. 6 mana, double Unholy. Kind of strict, but you know. Summon 4 3/2 shades. They each gain 2 random bonus effects. It has Rewind, so you can kind of try to gamble a little bit better. But at the end of the day, this is a 6 mana card. A 6 mana card? I think at that point I'd rather just play a Hideous Husk and not even be double Unholy, to tell you the truth. I think that this would be a really good card at maybe 4 mana, and it summons 3 3/2 shades, each with, 2 random bonus effects. That'd probably actually be too fucking strong, to tell you the truth. But it's a whatever card. 20 out of 100. Up next, 3 mana, Blood Draw, discover a spell. This costs health instead of mana. We get a little bit of mana cheat with Death Knight, which is always very pleasant surprise, especially because it's health manipulation, which I guess does something for Liferender. For 3 health, you get to just discover a random spell. It's 1 blood, so you're already going to have good runes for it, right? Blood is just fantastically better than most other rune combinations of any form. You fucking chuck 1 blood or 2 blood into your deck in Wild. You're really happy about that. It's a generic good card. I'll give it a 50 out of 100. It's like that perfect baseline. It's all right. It's all right. It's not crazy. It's not terrible. It's not bad. It's not good. It's just, it's perfect baseline. Hey, it does something. And that something can sometimes be really good. Not bad. Timestop. 2 Frozen. 2 Frost. And 2 mana. Deal 3 damage. Freeze 2 random enemy minions. You're just not playing Frost in Wild, unfortunately. Which is... It sucks. Because that's the coolest one. I really like Blood, but I know the Frost is really cool. Unfortunately, it's 2 Frost. I really don't think that you're going to be playing this at all. I'll give it a 15. Cryofrozen Champion. It is a 1 mana 2/1. Death Rattle get a random legendary minion and reduce its cost by 1. It's 1 Frost. It's a 1 mana minion. DK doesn't have many that we play in Wild, and the ones that we do are neutral. We play fucking Miracle Salesman. Salesman. It's alright. It's barely something. It gives you some value. I'll give it like a 40 out of 100. It's a little bit worse than like the baseline. It's alright. It's a little bit worse than that, but it's not totally terrible. Well, that's pretty bad. I'll give it a 35. 35. Caller there. Alright, now we are into Druid. I'm totally not biased. I'm totally not a Druid man or anything, but these are some of the sexiest cards that they've revealed. It's because it's Lady Azshara's on them. Before she turned into a weird-looking Naga. Even the Naga I'd hit, but hey. Lady Azshara, Fabled. Your Fabled cards are Zinajari and the Well of Eternity. I'm going to tell you right now, we're in Wild, baby! Fill your hand with random temporary spells. I don't care which fucking way you make that card better, make them cast twice. It's terrible. Random spells in Wild sucks. So we're only going to be looking at Zinajari. 5 mana 5/5. You empower Zinajari. You don't care about the Well of Eternity. Who gives a fuck? Summon a copy of a friendly minion. And when it's fabled or empowered or whatever, it becomes summon a copy of a friendly minion, its stats are doubled. You really don't care about the part whatsoever. Honestly, you really don't even care about Lady Azshara herself. You care about Zinajari. And guess what? You use that on ENR, and you call it a day. It's pretty good. It will probably see play in Reno, just like the next card. I'll give it a 65 out of 100. All right, this is the one that I'm pretty happy about, pretty excited. Crona, Keeper of Eons. First off, it's a 6-mana 4/7 with Taunt. Not quite primo stats, but with the keyword, it's pretty much baseline stats. It's also defensively statted. Really awesome. And obviously, we're Druid. We love mana cheat, baby. Battlecry, set the cost of the bottom 5 cards of your deck to 1. Cinema. All I can say is cinema. Especially with how much deck manipulation Druid has currently. The fact that we have Sir Finley, and the fact that we're getting even more deck manipulation. I'm very happy about this. I'll give it a 65, maybe pushing 70, and we'll call it a day. You know what? I'll give it a 6-7. That was stupid. Next card is Alternate Reality. Replace your hand and deck with random choose one cards from the past. They cost 1 less. I can already see Martian Boom making his video with untapped potential, replacing his entire hand with choose ones. And he's probably going to have to play like 9 games to get 2 wins on it. If he's in low MMR, and if he's in a bit higher MMR, it'll probably be like 14 games to get 2 wins out. It's a terrible spell. It's a terrible spell. Actual dog shit. 5 out of 100. There's really not much we can do with this shit. It's Renounce Darkness if it was Renounce just become Druid, but the worst version of Druid ever. Untapped potential does not make it better. The slight mana cheat you get with the they cost 1 less does not matter. Nothing matters. This card fucking sucks, and I'm really excited to try and watch, Marshy make use of this shit. Because it's terrible. And it'll kind of be funny to watch him suffer in that way. Just saying, I'm not a dick, but pretty funny. Next up is Highborne Mentor. Battlecry, get a 2/2 pupil. Discover a spell that costs 7 or more from the past to teach it. And so it just casts it when you play the thing. I would assume that the pupil comes out and it's also the same cost as the spell itself, right? Just like how it worked with the Hagatha fucking card from Shaman, whatever. Fucking know. Anyway, we're happy that Druid has an 8 cost that we can tutor with a juicy Psych Melon. But we're already tutoring Rheastraza. We have a lot of good 7s. We don't have great 8s. We really just have Rheastraza. Maybe Freya, Interestingly enough, the Discover a spell that costs 7 or more from the past, Druid has a stupendously good amount of these. And first, I can see this being disgusting in Standard. You get shit like Celestial Alignment, fucking Sleep Under the Stars when it rotates. Ultimate Infestation, anyone? Pretty cool. Pretty shit, though. So I'll give it like a 35 out of 100. Next up is Waveshaping. I'm a really big fan of deck manipulation. And of course, discover a card from your deck. The others get put on the bottom. It's a 1-mana discover. Ecstatic. Plus, we have aquatic form, so we can always just suck the other shit back up. Then we can Crona and then Sir Finley and grab all the cool stuff. Perfect. Amazing card. I'm going to give this one a fucking 80 out of 100. It's a 1-mana discover something from your deck. You're very happy about that. 80 out of 100. Probably the best card I've seen so far. Next is Kaldorei Cultivator, 3-mana 3/4, Spider Tank. Battlecry, discover 2 beasts, put them on the bottom of your deck with +5/+5. It's wild. This sucks. I'm sorry. It's cool. It's a cool idea. It's a cool premise. Cool that they get a bunch of stats. I'm very confident to say that this card fucking blows. I don't even think that this will be very good in Standard as well, to be fair. I think it'll be a bit too slow, and you'll have to set it up with, like, maybe Crona or, one of the other fucking cards. I think it's that card, unfortunately. I'll give it like a 35 out of 100, maybe 30. I think it just kind of sucks. At least it's Spider Tank, right? Next up is Endangered Dodo, a Druid card that screams Warlock. but it's also a beast for some reason, which is apparently Warlock's new thing. Bro, this card is hot ass from a terrible butt. Hot shit, no. It's bad. It's a bad card. Fucking, if you have 10 or less health, gain +5/+5 and summon a copy of this. So it's a 5 mana, 20/20 with taunt. If you have 10 or less health, we're in wild, baby. If you got 10 or less health, you're dying from hand to shit that goes over your taunts anyway. No one fucking cares about this. 1 out of 100. This card sucks. It was a waste of a print. It's a terrible ass card. Unlike our next card, Contingency. Oh yes, draw the bottom 2 cards from your deck. It's an arcane intellect with deck manipulation. It's really fucking cool. You can send shit to the bottom and yank it back up, and then Crona and this and that. Really cool. I think that it'll see a lot of play. I think it'll be pretty alright in Reno Druid. List is looking a little tight, though, right? List is looking a little tight. Maybe there's some wiggle room there. But it's a good card. It is a good card. We cannot lie. Is it better than what we have? But is it a good card? Yeah, absolutely. But Druid has always had good cards, which makes good cards, you know, not that great for Wild, because in Wild we already have amazing cards, because we're Druid, and we're awesome, and we're just the coolest class ever. Sorry if you guys aren't a Druid main, but hey, come on over here, play Aviana, play fucking 74 mana cards in 1 turn, and you will be converted immediately. You'll start getting it and go, damn, Druid is cool. Look at this one, like a 65 out of 100. It is a good card. I just don't think it's better than 95% of what we already have. Druid of Regrowth. 6 mana, 3/5, rewind, cast 2 random nature spells. 6 mana, 3/5, 2 random nature spells in Wild. Don't even give a shit that it has rewind. It's terrible. It's a bad card. Random shit in Wild just kind of sucks. We just gotta acknowledge it. Unfortunate, you know? It's a carry-on type situation. Sorry. 25 out of 100. Yeah, sure. Ebb and Flow, deal 3 damage if you played a minion while holding this, gain 5 armor. I'm just going to smack this with a 50 out of 100, play it safe. I don't know if this will ever see play. I think it's a fine card. I don't think it's crazy. I don't think it's bad. I think it's a fine enough card. Very cut and dry. It's decent value piece. I mean, it's all right. It's all right. I don't think it'll see much play in anything that we're doing, but you can't deny it's an all right card. 50 out of 100. All right, now we're on to Hunter, and I'm going to tell you right now, maybe like 4 of these cards matter. Just going to get that out of the way. The first card, which is what we're covering, it does matter. Ranger General Sylvanas. First off, whoever did the art, she got me feeling some type of way, baby. Ooh. But anyway, Battlecry, deal 3 damage to all enemies if you played Alleria or Verisa. Repeat for each. What is Alleria or Verisa, you ask? Bam! The fabled cards. Alleria is discover a spell if you played Sylvanas or Verisa. Repeat for each. You don't really care. Battlecry, give minions in your deck +1/+1 if you played Alleria or Sylvanas. Repeat for each. These are all 3 mana 2/4s. I think that this fits into Reno Hunter, and I keep shilling it. Reno Hunter is so much better than people, good fart, are saying. Don't listen to them. It's a very playable deck. It's actually a pretty decent deck. It's all right. These are just kind of great cards. I think that you do want to play Alleria first. You really don't want to try and benefit numerous times off discovering a random spell in Hunter and Wild. It's Wild and it's Hunter. You're not discovering any good shit. I'm sorry, you're just not. Give minions in your deck +1/+1. You're pretty happy to play that after Alleria, right? You get a tempo advantage, kind of like a Hope of Kalthos on the following turn. It's not bad. Like, these are passable cards. These are fine cards. And then obviously Battlecry, deal 2 damage to all enemies. Hey, it could be deal 6. And it repeats, so it actually bypasses Divine Shields in a way. It's a good card. It's a good card. I'll give it a 70 out of 100. Overall package, I'll give it a 65 out of 100. I think that Alleria is bringing it down, but hey, what do I know? 4 mana, 5/6, big boy. King Maluk. Battlecry, discard your hand, get an infinite banana. Dog shit from a poopy butt. You don't want to discard your hand in Wild. I'm sorry, you just don't, man. You just don't. Now, I can already see Mark McKay is going to pull off some crazy wonky-ass combo with the infinite banana, which is just a fucking Libram of Wisdom mixed with Sister Sylvanas fucking shadow thing. Give a minion +1/+1. Hey, stays in your hand. 1 mana. Look at that. Fuck, infinite banana. Cut and dry. 20 out of 100. Just 20 out of 100. Terrible. 2 mana, precise shot, deal 3 damage. If this is exactly the center of your hand, deal 5 instead. Probably bad. I really don't see why you would play this in Wild at the moment. I do find it really thematically cool that Demon Hunter has Outcast, which cares about the outside portions of your hand. And Hunter cares about the center, because they're not Outcast loser chuds. I do like hand positioning mechanics in this game, much like deck manipulation mechanics. I hope to see more of this, and I think it's an alright card, but it's not anything to write home about. We would have 35, maybe 40. Cast Silvermoon. Deal 5 damage to a random enemy minion, and I have to fucking open the image on my browser that you guys cannot see to see what the other options are. Then it follows up to deal 5 damage to a random enemy minion. Excess hits the enemy hero. And then deal 5 damage to the lowest health enemy minion. Excess damage hits the enemy hero. Excess damage hitting enemy hero is actually, in my opinion, one of the cooler mechanics in the game. I do like that it's kind of a lore control tool. Maybe you can slot it in Reno, because they play pretty just curvy anyway. I don't think it's better than a lot of things that we're already doing, and 4 mana is kind of steep. And for 4 mana, on turn 4, you're getting killed by Disco Lock or Nazmani, or fucking Hostage isn't playing minions, or Barnes Druid has already killed you, or fucking Dungar is 1 turn away from killing you. 35. Kaldorei Fletcher. Your hero power costs 0 while your hand is 3 or less cards. It's a 1 mana 1/3. Woo! Upside, hero power. I know that Flair is just fucking drooling about this card. You cannot wait for him to post 17 different Odd Hunter deck lists that only would have worked 5 years ago. But hey, at least somebody's happy, right? Card's alright. It's kind of this Papercraft Angel and Priest, but conditional and 1 mana less, and also has 1 less attack, and Mountain Dew. Meh. It's a good card. It's just not what Hunter's doing in Wild. But it's a good card, so I'll give it a 40. It would be a 50 otherwise, but in the context of what Hunter's doing already, it's a 40. Untimely Death, it's a secret. When a friendly minion dies the turn after being played, resummon it. 0. Don't care. Wormhole, summon a random 3-cost beast that attacks a random enemy. Rewind. 5. Don't care. Arrow Retriever, 2 mana 3/1. Battlecry, draw until you have 3 cards. That's a great fucking card, man. That's a pretty goddamn good card. What can I say? It's a good card. I'll give it a 40 out of 100. Maybe 50. You know what? I think it's a fine enough card. I think in Wild, but just, it is a fine enough card. We'll split it. 50. Ticking Time Bomb, 2 mana 1/1. Destroy a random enemy minion death rattle. Uninspired. Eh. 35. Epoch Stalker. 6 mana 3/4. Summon a copy of this, which means it is a 6 mana 6/8 with Rush and Elusive. Elusive is actually nice, but it's 6 mana in Hunter when they just want to be doing better stuff, and the only time that that's good is if you hand buff it or use your imbue shit on it. Maybe it sneaks its way into Reno with the Hope of Kalthos version, which is kind of doing a bunch of shit. And then obviously it would synergize with Valera, I think it is, that's hand buffing shit. Or hey, Varisa. You know, I'm not a hunter player, man. 40. Paladin. So, Paladin is kind of, I mean, you know. First and foremost, Gelbin of Tomorrow, an 8 mana 6/6. Put one of each aura from your deck into the battlefield. Motherfucker is aura farming. Okay, I'm sorry. It was a low-hanging fruit, and I just had to take it. One of them is at the end of your turn, restore 4 health to all your characters, is one of the fabled, and then tradable at the end of your turn, give a random for random minute +4/+4, and Divine Shield lasts 3 turns. I think both of those suck and does not justify running Gelbin in, because then, like, just play Crusader's aura out of your hand and fucking kill your opponent. The game is so easy when you don't, as Kane would say, try to create this fucking Rube Goldberg machine of effects and cool thing where you can just shoot your opponent in the head. 25 out of 100. The Fins Beyond Time, 2 mana 2/3, Battlecry. Replace your hand with your starting hands. What the fuck did I just... You could just read it over. I don't even know where I'm putting it in this video. I'm just recording my face. Somewhere over there, you can read it yourself. Replace your hand with your starting hand. Swap back at the end of your turn. I think that this is going to go into Reno Paladin, and it's going to be bait, and it's going to be really bad. Really it, man. That's all I got for you. Maybe you could do something cool if you have the God Hand of Timeout, the Fins Beyond Time, and Youthful Brewmaster in your starting hand with a coin. Whoa! And you Fin, Timeout, Youthful Brewmaster, your fucking Fin back, and then it swaps back at the end of your turn. But would the swap delete the new Finley? Not sure. I don't remember how that works with Mindrender Lucia. With Seeker Passage, it works. It should work. I don't know. I think it's a 40 out of 100. I think some people are going to get baited into hitting a really good starting hand and being like, man, I really wish that I could Fins Beyond Timing here. I think it's going to be put into Reno decks. I think it's going to be one of the lowest performing cards in the deck. I honestly hope that I'm wrong, because it's a really cool idea, but I don't see many situations where you want to go like, oh, dude, imagine if I had my starting hand again, this random game, in this specific context and scenario. I just don't think it's going to be good. I'll give it a 30. I might have given it a rating already. My final rating is 30. Past Nomerigan. Past Gnome Reagan, like Ronald Reagan. Give a minion +2/+1. Advance to the present. Becomes give a minion +2/+1 and Death Rattle deal 2 damage to the enemy hero. And then give a minion +2/+1 Divine Shield and Death Rattle deal 2 damage to the enemy hero. This is a very generically good location. This is actually a really good location. A lot of people will probably be sleeping on this location. This slots into Even Paladin. Even Paladin is kind of that deck that's always just sitting on the cusp of being really viable and really good. I think that Disco has super pushed it out. But there have been times where, for whatever reason, Even Paladin just pops up, and it's this fucking evil deck that you never ever see, and then you queue into the one dude that's playing it, and they beat your fucking head in. It's a great location. It's a really good location. And I think that people are sleeping on this location. This is a fucking awesome location. Good value, good stats, good tempo, good it's just got all the good portions of Paladin. It's got buffing, it's got damage, it's got damage, it's got damage, it's got Divine Shield, damage. It's like a 75, maybe even an 80 out of 100. This is a great location. Manifested Timeways. Battlecry, if you control an aura, deal 3 damage to all enemies. It's a 4 mana 3/3 and elemental. It's kind of Prismatic Beam on a stick, except more expensive, and it can't be cheaper at all. And it's conditional, and it sucks, and you have to have an aura up, and if you have an aura up in Wild, it's going to be Crusader's aura. If you have Crusader's aura up in Wild, you're killing your opponent anyway with the shit that you already have on board. Therefore, I'm going to give it a 10 and move on. Mend the Timeline. 3 mana, get 2 random holy spells. Restore health to your hero equal to their cost. And has Rewind. Don't know if I said that, but hey, it has Rewind. Honestly, it's a good card. This is actually a pretty good card. Only issue with it is that it itself is holy. If it was not a holy spell, you would probably honestly run this in Reno. But right now, Reno is just fucking propped up by Holy Wrath, just sitting there being the most disgusting fucking stupid spell right now because of Ceaseless Expanse. First off, open note to the devs, please nerf it to say up to 30. Give it the Draka treatment, but let it kind of, up to 30. I think up to 30 is fine. I never really got upset if I went down to like 25 health. Someone fucking domed me with it. I'd be like, yeah, okay, probably shouldn't have let him hit me in the head that much. But, come on. Anyway, this would be a good spell. Unfortunately, in Reno Paladin, you're already tutoring a holy spell, so, hey, it is what it is. But, that can be a lot of fucking healing. It's 2 holy spells, 2 random holy spells. The holy spell pool, I think, is actually reasonable. It's just decent, just decent. I'll give it a 60 out of 100. 3 mana, discover a Paladin mech from the past, give it +5/+5. Neon Innovation, it's a holy spell. I'm going to give it a 10 out of 100, and I really don't want to explain why. It just fucking sucks. Mech Paladin is dead. You don't want to spend a 3-mana tax on it, blah, 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 and it really doesn't matter that it has +5/+5. It just sucks. PMM that guy. Set a friendly minion's attack and health to 8. It can't attack heroes this turn. Sucks. It's 6 mana, 4/4. It's that one spell that I can't remember that gives a minion +8/+8, but it doesn't even give it +8/+8. It just sets its fucking stats. It sucks. Poopy butt. It's just not good. Don't care. 20. Chronological Aura. At the end of your turn, summon a 3/5 dragon with taunt. Last 3 turns. Whatever. Maybe like 30. I'll give it a 30. Hardlight Protector, 2 mana, 2/1, Divine Shield. Restore 3 health to your hero and give them Divine Shield. I think that giving your hero Divine Shield is a really cool mechanic. I can find this one like fucking weaseling its way into some random ass deck where all of a sudden you just sit there and go, why is he running that? Huh. Well, I guess he's avoiding some damage for some fucking reason. I'll give it a 50. Just flat. It's an alright card. It's a 2 mana, 2/1, but it has a good keyword. It heals your hero. Gives them a little bubble that avoids some damage. It's alright. It's just alright. Tankjineer. Divine Shield, Death Rattle, summon a 7/7 tank with Divine Shield. It's 4 mana, 2/1. It's 4 mana, and it's a Death Rattle in Wild who gives a flying shit. Poop. 10 out of 100. Alright, and for the final class that we are looking at is going to be Priest, obviously, and let me tell you what, probably have the coolest Fabled card that we've seen, and more than likely the coolest Fabled card that we will see. And I'm being very pedantic because Rafam is Fabled Plus. We still don't know what he is, but that one's going to be the coolest. But it's Fabled Plus, and we're looking at Fabled with Medivh the Hallowed. Now, that motherfucker is cool. So the Fabled cards that go along with him is Atiash the Great Staff, probably murdered that name, and Karazhan the Sanctum. So these are a very parasitic, self-containing package that takes up 3 card slots, but first off, it's a 10 mana 7/7 for Medivh, silence and destroy all other minions. Costs 0 if you control Karazhan. Karazhan is cost 0 if you're wielding Atiash, but Karazhan is very important because it says summon 2 random 8-cost minions. That's a decent little cheat thing there. And Atiash is, someone smarter than me who's going to see some really cool potential with it. I don't see any potential at all with it, really. A lot of people are tossing out this idea of doing a bunch of damage spells and this and that. And I've seen the idea of Barns get thrown out there. So then you use Barns to summon Medivh, which causes Atiash Great Staff to cost 0, then you equip it, which makes Karazhan cost 0, so you play that, then you play the Medivh that's not in your hand, so you really can't do that, and you summon the 2 random 8-cost minions. You kind of do a little pop-off thing, and it's really cool. I don't think it's crazy. Medieval the Hallowed, I'm going to give it a 50 out of 100, not because I think it's bad or good or not good and not bad. I don't know how good this will be. I think that a lot of people are going to be playing it at Reno Priest. I don't know if you want it in Reno Priest. It's a 3-card package. We already have Aviana Alun's Chosen as a really high-cost thing, which is a win con. We really need Medivh the Hallowed, and if we use Medivh the Hallowed, are we even going Shadow anymore? And this and that and this and that, and I'm quite unsure with it. But hey, at least Badlands Savior is going to go crazy when it randomly summons Medivh, so then you can play Atiash and then play Karazhan, and you go fucking wonky bananas, nutty bananas. I'm just going to give it a 50, play it safe. I think it's alright. Eternus, 6 mana, 6/2 dragon, take control of an enemy minion with this minion's health or less. First off, I'm a huge fan of mind control mechanics. I think it's really fucking cool. And just overall, it's part of a very, very cool package that Priest has finally received, which is very nice to say because Priest typically gets kind of boring-ass packages anyway. Now, is it going to see play? You know, it might someone might try to recreate Reno and not have Shadow and this and that. Maybe. I'll give it a maybe, right? It might see play. I don't know. As part of a greater package that people are putting into Reno, maybe you try to give it like 6 HP and you steal something that has 6 HP or less. I'll just give it like a 40. I don't think it's actually that good. I don't think it's as terrible as people want it to be. I think it's alright. Maybe I'll give it a 35. You know what? I feel good giving it a 35. Divine Augur. Battlecry set the attack and health of everyone in your hands at the higher of the 2 stats. Kind of like Gravity Lapse, except things in your hand. I think it's a cool card. I just don't think it's very useful in Wild at all. So, 10. Past Conflux, a 7 mana location that, what is it, summon a random dragon that costs 5 or more. Dragon, random summons, fucking sucks. Especially if it's 7 or more. You're really hoping to hit a 4/12 of some type. Maybe you hit a Caligos. It's terrible. Then it becomes discover a dragon that costs 5 or more and summon it, and then discover a dragon that costs 5 or more and summon it. Also, get a copy of it. This is poop from a butt. I'm sorry, it's so unbelievably fucking slow. 5. I'll give it a 5 out of 100. No faith. Power Word Barrier. Give a character Divine Shield, so not only can it be face minion, but it can also be enemy minion or enemy face. Sure. And then give minions in your hand plus 2 health. I do enjoy the hand buffing aspect. I do enjoy that it does something kind of immediate as well. I don't think it's going to be very good. I don't think it's going to be total abysmal dog ass. I just don't think it'll be strong enough to see play. I think by itself it's an alright card. But I just don't think that it's going to be enough. So I'll give it a 30. Cleansing Light Spot is a 4 mana 2/3 lifesteal battlecry to deal damage to an enemy minion. Deal damage to an enemy minion equal to this minion's health. Hey, that's actually a really cool mechanic. I just don't think that you want to run the entire package, right? These, in a very romanticized sense, these are good cards. They're cool cards and they're part of a cool package. But the second that you start running the entire package, you're very upset with yourself for running that entire package. That one, unfortunately, maybe it'll have legs to stand on, so I'll give it like a 40, maybe a 35 again, and just call it a day. Intertwined Fate. Discover a copy of a card from your deck and one from your opponent's. 3 mana, it's identity theft, except you get to choose one of your own cards, which you're typically much happier about because you put the cards in there yourself. They gotta be good, right? You're not like me and just putting totally garbage trash in your stuff. You know, knowing my viewer base and many interactions with my viewers that I've had on Discord, you guys are putting dog shit in your deck. But hey, whatever floats your boat, whatever gets your jimmies rustled, baby. I do think that this is a pretty alright card, actually. Discovering a copy of a card from your own deck is really valuable. And if you discover a really good card from your opponent's deck, you are beyond the goddamn moon. Only issue, it's not a shadow spell. So again, we would have to change how we're thinking about Reno. Maybe our Reno becomes an imbue, fucking just trash list. Who knows what the future brings? I just don't think it's good enough to be ran, and maybe with the entire package, right, we change how we're looking at Reno, but I don't think that there's any reason to change how we're looking at Reno, because Reno's very good right now. It's actually around tier 2, maybe, and if they let me tell you what, if they revert Rise of the Resource, please God, let that happen. We have the world, all right? We are very happy with that. But I'll give this a 50 out of 100. I think it's an alright card. Amber Priestess is a 2-mana 1/4 with Taunt. First off, already pretty fucking happy about that, right? But Battlecry restore health to a character equal to this minion's health. It's a good part of the package. It's a good defensive minion. We're pretty happy about it. I think it's a 60. I'll say it's a 60. And the more parts of the package you run, the happier you are with this. I'll give it a 55 or a 60. I think it's just a generic, pretty alright to decent card. Disciple of the Dove. This is probably the best card in the entire catalog for Priest right now. Except the next card, if you're really lucky. But, Battlecry, draw a minion, give minions in your hand +2 health. It's like Alliance Bannerman, but for Priest. Priest is very happy to tutor a minion. This could see play in Reno. I actually think that this is a pretty reasonably good card. It draws a minion. It's a 2/2 body, which kind of... But it draws a minion, gives your future minions some form kind of a tempo advantage in a way. A little mana curve advantage just because they gain so many stats, right? I actually think that this is a pretty good card. I think it's a very boring card. It's a very good card. I think it's a Sir Finley-esque card where it's really fucking boring, but it's pretty damn good. And so for that, I'm actually going to give it a 70. And the final Priest card is, of course, Cease to Exist, Rewind, Silence, and Destroy a random enemy minion. 3 mana, it's a random effect. I'll give it a 35. That's about it. All right, and now let's get through the neutrals really, really fast. Mr. Clocksworth, dog shit. Time Lord Nozdormu, dog shit. Chrono Lord Dios, dog shit. Maybe Druid will use it. Maybe Rogue. Probably Druid. Barely. Murzon Unbounded, dog shit. Maybe Shutterwalk will use it after you lock your opponent out of the match and they decide not to concede for some reason. So then you get an infinite attack Shutterwalk and it's a really big Timmy thing, but it's still terrible. Chromie, Death Rattle, draw another copy of cards you played this game. Dog shit. And then from there, it's like, the only one that I really care to talk about out of the epics and the rares and the commons, it's Timeless Causality. Battlecry, reverse the order of your deck. It's a 2-mana 3/2. It's a good card. It's probably a 60. I'll give it a 60. Pretty good. But, ladies and boys, girls, worms, and germs, that is it for the Book of Worm Show, of course. If you guys enjoyed, please click that like button, click the subscribe button, visit my Patreon, visit my MySpace, visit my premium Snapchat, my every link in my bio. Click everything. Give me money. Click the join button down below if you want early access to videos and imitate every single video. Special color roll in the chat. Special color roll in the Discord. Blah, 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 blah. Join the Discord. That's where it's all potluck. And of course, poke it on. And let me just shill until my fucking soul shatters. That's about it. Hope you guys enjoyed. And as per usual, I'll see you guys in the next one. Oh, hello there. Click on this right here if you would like to see another video or visit my channel. All these names listed are my YouTube channel members. If you would like your name added to this list and get to see my videos early, please click on the join button underneath this video, and thank you so much for watching.